Operating on a body part when you don't have the patient's specific permission is called medical battery, and it's something you can have your license taken away for.
We started searching out to find a surrogate to carry a child for us. We had Madison in 2008, and then in 2012, the same surrogate had Marshall for us. After having Marshall, I did have more people start asking me if I was the kid's grandmother, and then it made me start looking at myself. I mean, I know I'm old enough to be a grandmother, but I didn't want to look like a grandma. I went to a plastic surgeon to see about getting my face corrected. I asked him what he thought I needed to have done, and he said, deep plane facelift is going to last you about 20 years. And I thought, well, that's great. That way I can just age out with Paul now. After surgery, I did get a real big hematoma on the left side behind my ear and my neck. It took several weeks for even that to go down because it was so large. A week after surgery, I could already feel that things were pulling loose under my chin. And then as time went on, it just kept falling more and more, and then you could actually see that I had the cobra neck. My daughter said, Mom, it looks like your neck is falling down. I went back to see my doctor. He goes, I didn't do the full facelift cut. And he just said, well, I just felt like I didn't need to. I thought he would have been more sympathetic towards me, but I guess he just didn't want to admit that he was wrong.
I couldn't open my mouth. I couldn't even bite a sandwich at that time. So when I went back to talk to him about it, he goes, Lisa, he goes, I did nothing wrong. And he shows me these pictures, my before and after. He goes, look, I made you look 10 years younger. And I'm like, that's my before picture.
He picked up the before photo
Yes.
and did that?
And then he didn't know what to say.
After we do this, do you want to try to extend around your hair in the front and give you more of a vertical lift? So another deep plane facelift, okay? So in essence, what you're having is a revision neck and facelift with some type of volumization of this middle part of what we call the submentum.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Scary
I don't
stuff,
think so. I don't
right?
think so.
Hard surgery. You got the right person to do this, though.
I'm willing to take the risk of that.
Before my surgery, I had a king cobra neck, and I looked older than I did before I had my surgery. I would shy away from events with my kids because I was embarrassed of constantly being asked if I was their grandmother. Thanks to Dr. Nassif, my neck is smooth, I look 10 years younger, I'm able to hold my head up high and stand with my kids as a proud mother, and as a proud wife of a man that's 15 years younger.
I got pregnant at the age of 18, and after I had Skylar, my breasts fell. They literally hung to my belly button. It was devastating. When I first saw my breasts, I was shocked. They were just as big as they were before, if not bigger looking because they were so high. And then about 3 months later, I was looking in the mirror, and when I would turn to the side, I would notice that there was implant up here and breast tissue down here. And I was like, did something go wrong? Did I do something wrong? So that's when we contacted the surgeon again. I told him, please make me smaller. And all he kept saying was I had too much elasticity in my skin and that it just wasn't possible to remove breast tissue at this age. And he said, well, let me go back in and do another lift. The breasts were just uneven. The right one was bigger than the left one. So we went and saw him again for the third time, and my breasts looked the same.
Here's the truth. I think your surgeon didn't really understand the fact that the implants are being shelved up and held up by the muscle. No matter how many times you try to lift up the breast tissue to meet them,
It's not gonna work.
it's not gonna work.
Right.
But you know what? If we downsize it too much, they're gonna be very pancakey, and then you've traded one problem for another.
I don't want the pancake.
Right? Whitney's problem is deceptively difficult because she has a certain basic width to her breast, which you can't alter. So if you go too small, she'll lose projection.
This is me, okay?
That's what you
You
want.
got it?
So I'm hoping to make her small enough to achieve her goals, but large enough to have a good-looking breast. So I gotta do downsize the implant, pocket closure, release muscle, tighten the envelope. I mean, it's everything. So I guess what we're looking for is for you to be on the same page in terms of the fact that we can't make them as small as you ideally might want to be.
I feel a little disappointed that I can't go as small as maybe I had in my head, but we have to do what's best for my size. No pancakes for this girl.
Before my surgery, my breasts were so big, people would call me Whitney. I never felt comfortable in my own skin, and I was always envious of other women with normal breasts. But now, thanks to Dr. Dubrow, they're smaller, more proportional, and I finally have the breasts I've always wanted.
So after losing all that weight, my breasts were gone.
Deflated.
Completely gone.
So you went to the doctor with these
Yes.
deflated breasts, and what ended up happening?
I woke up and I was huge, and I ended up finding out I had a 800cc implant put in me.
Shayna's doctor's perception of reality is way off. She's small framed. You don't take the largest implants, 800 cc's, and just throw them in. That is absolutely just ridiculous.
What did they look like after a month?
The right one stayed very high, and the left one slowly started dropping more and more and more.
Bottoming out.
Yes.
Yeah.
An exact year ago today, I had my last surgery by him.
What'd he do?
He said, all I want done is drop the right.
That's right.
So I went in, and that night at home, I'm like, Mom, I am really hurting. Like, I am in a lot of pain. I think he cut me on both sides. She's like, Shayna, you were only having surgery on the right. I said, Mom, take this bra off of me. I'm hurting. Something's not right. She's like, you have stitches everywhere.
On the left, did you sign a consent form to have left-sided surgery?
I signed a consent form to have surgery done on my right breast.
Only.
Only.
And he operated on your left?
Yes.
Operating on a body part when you don't have the patient's specific permission is called medical battery, and it's something you can have your license taken away for. The goal in plastic surgery is to try to give proportionality that looks natural. Shayna's surgeon should have known better and should never have gone this large, out of balance with this small frame. So, you have like 8 major problems. Number 1, bilateral breast implant malposition, meaning they're in the wrong place. Number 2, double bubble right, and little bit of a left. Number 3, very thin, soft tissue. Number 4, extreme breast asymmetry. Number 5, desire smaller breasts, which will then result in number 6, severe skin laxity once the breast implants are reduced. Number 7, breast scarring with dilated areola. And number 8, saline rippling.
I knew I had some issues going on, obviously, but this is not good.
Okay.
Okay.
What's the best way to do it? You need the pockets downsized and reinforced because it's never going to hold. You need a lift and then replacement with, I would recommend silicone implants that are significantly smaller.
Before my surgery, I had 2 oversized Southern Bells on my chest. They caused me so much pain that I had to wear a bra 24/7. And they were a constant reminder of the struggle with my eating disorders. But now, after my surgery with Dr. Dubrow, I have 2 proper and perky breasts that no longer hurt. I can walk out with my little strapless bra now and look good in my dress. And I can shower naked completely, and the girls can be free.